All right, dude, want to make a quick video for you so that you can understand how this works when you get it. Since I have it in kind of diagnostic mode right now, so that I can show you how the tuning works, because you won't have the ability to do it. But I figure if I do a video, it should be enough for you to, be able to tweak it once you get it. So pretty simple. There's a ground. I'll put a ring terminal on that. You'll just have to hook it somewhere to the body in the door. There's a constant power. You can grab just the center wire off of the Windows switch, assuming you have constant power to your Windows. If you don't have constant power, then you'll have to bypass that regulator or relay in the passenger side fender. And then there is simply an up and a down wire. That's it. So you can use wire taps, you can solder it on, you can replace the terminals, whatever you want to do, but that's all that it is. And then there is the switch, the latch switch, so that just sandwiches behind. I don't know if you still have the factory vacuum lock thing or not, but I have another video that'll send you that link as well on kind of how to tweak this. You may have to bend the sheet metal a little bit, or you might even have to bend the lever arm a little bit, but it's all in that video to show you how to dial it in. This one here, you just sandwich it below the bottom of the window track, so that when the window's all the way down, the switch gets pushed. And so then here's the actual setup itself. Just kind of explain to you what you're looking at here. That's the Arduino. That's the PCB that has the potentiometers on it, and that's what you'll use to adjust the up and down times. And then there's a power regulator, and then there are the octo-coupled relay boards. Everything is either soldered or hot glued and shrink wrapped, so I don't expect anything should fall off on you. I mean, it's pretty solid. It's pretty clamped down. I don't see it being an issue, but I just wanted to give you a good video. That way, if you ever have to reference back to this, I don't know if you end up putting it together and, end up tearing something or something, at least you can figure it out without having to ship it all the way back to me. So anyways, like I said, this is in diagnostic mode. So what that means is it's outputting over a serial monitor to my computer. So you can see right now it has the delay time it's outputting. So right now I have it set up similar to mine. So when you close the door, the window will roll up for about 2500 milliseconds. When you open the door, the window will roll down for 750 milliseconds. So to adjust that, you'll just need a little tiny screwdriver. And it's these potentiometers. Let me make sure you can see what I can see. Okay, so it's just these little tiny screws. It's just tiny amounts of turn. Like, don't go cranking it. This thing, basically, they go 0 to 4 seconds for the up, and then 0 to 3 seconds for the down. So you can imagine the tiny amount of turns you'll need. So let me see if I can kind of get both. I don't know if I can get both in here or not, but regardless, I'll show you. So I'm gonna just turn it like a tiny bit. So you can see the uptime is increasing, 29, 31, 32, and then I'll show you kind of here how much I'm actually turning it. Like, I'm like literally turning it that much. So that brought me from 3,500 down to 3,000 milliseconds. So I'm just gonna turn it a little bit more. So, right, so I'm turning it 29, right, 28, 27, 26, 2,500 milliseconds. And then likewise, there's the other one, right? So if you're looking at it this way with the relays at the top, the left potentiometer is the up and the right potentiometer is the down. So likewise, turning that one, right? So all you need to do, so see 7,000, 1,100 milliseconds. So that's just the amount of time, right, that the window is dropping for. Okay. So again, I'm turning it tiny, tiny amounts. So all you'll want to do is when you're setting up, essentially roll the window all the way up, open the door, set your downtime is the easiest way to do it. You only need to have it so that it goes down just enough so that the weather stripping just tucks inside of the door. That's as far down as you have to go. So just set your down delay based on that. Ignore that kind of garbage going by. It does that sometimes. It's just because it's in diagnostic mode. It's not anything to do with the actual program itself. And then when you close the door, you just simply want it to roll all the way up. And then what I do is you'll hear the relays clicking. And I'll show you that in a second too. You'll hear the relays clicking to roll the window up, and then you hear the relay click again to release. So then you can kind of just close the door and then you'll be able to hear the relay click again. I give it like maybe after you close the door and the window has reached all the way up, I would give it maybe a quarter of a second just to kind of make sure it's all the way up. I don't know what your weather seals are like. My weather seals are really, really stiff. So I like to give it a little, quarter of an extra second just to make sure the window is all the way up. So I'll show you it in functioning now. So when the door closes, let me see. Oh, and also, so there's lights on these relays too, so you can see which relay is firing. Okay, so when you close the door, right? So that was rolling the window up for 2.5 seconds, based on the time we set, right? So all I've done was I've got the latch pushed. So when you open the door, let me see if I can do it like this. When you open the door and that latch gets released, right? So you just seen that this second relay here fired for 3/4 of a second. Okay, that's all you got to do. And then there's this one here. So that is the one, so that when the window is all the way down, it's not trying to roll the window up when it's all the way down, right? Because that doesn't make sense to do. And then, so the way it'll work is it just interrupts the signal to the relays. So let me see if I can try and push it with my hand here. It's kind of hard to do on a cell phone. So if I push it, maybe I can lean a screwdriver against it. Let me see. Oh, for fuck's sakes. All right, here we go. All right, so I'm pushing that one down. So now when I push the latch, so now we're assuming the window is all the way down, right? Because I'm pushing this one down. So that's assuming the window's all the way down, right? So you go to close your door, you'll see the light will light up for the up relay, but you won't hear the relay click. So let's watch. Okay? So the relay didn't click, which means the relay is not firing. So the relay board is still receiving the signal, but it's interrupting the signal going to the board. Okay, so now I will open the door. So that click sound you heard was actually this switch, it wasn't the relay. So now when I let go of this, so assuming the window is up, and push it again. There you go. And you heard the relay fire. Yeah, see, and then the relay just released again after 3/4 of a second. Now, yeah, see? So that should be it. They're good to go. I'm just going to build the other side now, and then you'll have everything you need. I'll take this out of diagnostic mode now. I'll put it back into the regular mode because the regular mode has a power saver function, whereas diagnostic mode, it runs continuously. So that's the way it'll be when I send it to you. 2.5 seconds up, 3/4 of a second down. Any problems or questions, just shoot me a message. You know how to reach me.